Action.
Giles Corey appears in the doorway.
John!
Giles, what's the matter?
They take my wife!
Francis Nurse enters.
And his Rebecca!
Rebecca's in jail. Cheever come and take her in his wagon. We've only now come from the jail, and they'll not even let us in to see them.
They've surely gone wild now, Mr. Hale.
Reverend Hale, can you not speak to the deputy governor? I'm sure he mistakes these people.
Pray, calm yourself, Mr. Nurse.
My wife is the very brick and mortar of the church, Mr. Hale. And Martha Corey, there cannot be a woman closer yet to God than Martha.
How is Rebecca charged, Mr. Nurse?
For murder. She's charged for the marvelous and supernatural murder of Goody Putnam's babies. What am I to do, Mr. Hale?
Believe me, Mr. Nurse, if Rebecca Nurse be tainted, there's nothing left to stop the whole green world from burning. Let you go upon the justice of the court, and the court will send her home. I know it.
You cannot mean she will be tried in court?
Nurse, though our hearts break, we cannot flinch. These are new times, sir. There's a misty plot afoot so subtle, we should be criminal to cling to old respects and ancient friendships. I've seen too many frightful proofs in court. The devil is alive in Salem, and we dare not quail to follow wherever the accusing finger points.
How may such a woman murder children?
And remember, until an hour before the devil fell, God thought him beautiful in heaven.
I never said my wife were a witch, Mr. Hale. I only said she were reading books.
Mr. Corey, exactly what complaint were made on your wife?
That bloody mongrel Walcott charger. You see, he buy a pig of my wife 4 or 5 years ago, and the pig died soon after, so he come dancing in for his money back. So my Martha, she says to him, Walcott, if you haven't the wit to feed a pig properly, you'll not live to own many, she says. Now he goes to court and claims that from that day to this, he cannot keep a pig alive for more than 4 weeks because my Martha bewitched them with her books.
Enter Ezekiel Cheever, a shocked silence.
Good evening to you, Proctor.
Why, Mr. Cheever, good evening.
Good evening, all. Good evening, Mr. Hale.
I hope you've not come on business of the court.
I do, Proctor. I'm a clerk of the court now, you know.
Enter Marshal Herrick, a man in his early 30s who is somewhat shamefaced at the moment.
It's a pity, Ezekiel, that an honest tailor might have gone to heaven must burn in hell. You'll burn for this. Do you know it?
You know yourself, I must do as I'm told. You surely know that, Giles. I'd leave not be sending me to hell. I like not the sound of it, I tell you. Like not the sound of it.
Here's Proctor, but starts to reach inside his coat.
Now believe me, Proctor, how heavy be the law, all its tonnage I do carry on my back tonight.
He takes out a warrant.
I have a warrant for your wife.
You said she were not charged.
I know nothing of it. When was she charged? I'm giving 16 warrant tonight, sir, and she's one.
Who charged her?
What, Abigail Williams charged her.
On what proof? What proof?
Mr. Proctor, I have little time. The court bid me search your house, but I like not to search a house. So will you hand me any poppets your wife might keep here?
Poppets?
I never kept no poppets, not since I were a girl.
She was embarrassed, glancing toward the mantel where sits Mary Warren's poppet.
I spy a poppet, Goody Proctor.
Oh, why, this is Mary's.
Would you please give it to me?
Has the court discovered a text in poppets now?
Do you keep any others in the house?
No, nor this one either till tonight. What signifies a poppet? What the flamin' hooty-hoo is a poppet?
Why, a poppet may signify. Now, woman, will you please come with me?
She will not. Fetch Mary here, Elizabeth. Cheever
No.
ineptly reached toward Elizabeth.
No, I'm forbid her to leave my side.
You'll leave her out of sight and out of mind, mister. Fetch Mary, Elizabeth. Elizabeth goes upstairs.
What signifies a poppet, Mr. Cheever?
Cheever
Why?
turning the poppet over in his hands.
Why, they say it may signify that she... Wow, this.
What's there?
Why, it's a needle. Herrick, it's a needle.
Eric comes toward him, and what signifies a needle?
Why, this may go hard with her, Proctor. I have my doubts, Proctor. I have my doubts, but here's calamity. You see it, sir? It's a needle. What meaning has it? The girl, the Williams girl, Abigail Williams, sir, she sat at dinner with Reverend Parris's house tonight, and without a word nor warning, she falls to the floor. Like a struck beast, he said, and screamed a scream that a bull would weep to hear, and he goes to save her, and stuck 2 inches in the flesh of her belly, he drew a needle out. Now, demanding how she come to be so stabbed, she testified was your wife's familiar spirit pushed it in.
Why, she done it herself. Hale, I hope you're not taking this for proof, mister. Hale, struck by the proof, is silent.
'Tis hard proof. I found here a poppet good at Proctor keeps. I found it here, sir, and in the belly of the poppet the needle stuck. I tell you true, Proctor, I never warranted to see such proof of hell. I bid you obstruct me not, for I...
Enter Elizabeth with Mary Warren. Proctor, seeing Mary Warren, draws her by the arm to Hale. Here now, Mary, how did this poppet come into my house?
Well, what poppet's that, sir?
This poppet.
Why, I think it's mine.
It is your poppet, is it not?
It is, sir.
And how did it come into this house?
Why, I made it in the court, sir, and I give it to Goody Proctor tonight.
Now, sir, do you have it?
Mary Warren, a needle had been found inside the poppet.
Why, I meant no harm by it, sir.
You stuck that needle in yourself.
I believe I did, sir.
What say you now, Mr. Hale?
Child, you're certain this be your natural memory? Maybe, perhaps that someone conjures you even now to say this?
Conjures me? Why, no, sir. I am entirely myself, I think. Let you ask Susanna Walcott. She saw me sewing it in court. Or better still, ask Abby. Abby sat beside me when I made it.
Bid him be gone. Your mind is surely settled. Now bid him out, Mr. Hale.
What signifies a needle?
Mary, you charge a cold and cruel murder on Abigail.
Murder? I charge no...
Abigail were stabbed tonight. A needle were found stuck into her belly.
And she charges me?
Aye.
Why, the girl is murdered. She must be ripped out of the world.
You heard that, sir. Ripped out of the world. Herrick, you heard it.
Out with you.
Proctor, you dare not touch that warrant.
Out with you.
You ripped the deputy governor's warrant, man.
Damn the deputy governor out of my house.
No, Proctor.
Get ye gone with them. You are a broken minister.
Proctor, if she is innocent, the court...
If she is innocent? Why do you never wonder if Paris be innocent or Abigail? Is the accuser always holy now? Were they born this morning as clean as God's fingers? I'll tell you what's walking Salem. Vengeance is walking Salem. We are what we always were in Salem, but now the little crazy children are dangling the keys of the kingdom, and common vengeance writes the law. This warrants vengeance. I'll not give my wife to vengeance.
I'll go, John.
You will not go.
I have 9 men outside. You cannot keep her. The law binds me, John. I cannot budge.
Will you see her taken?
Proctor, the court is just.
Pontius Pilate, God will not let you wash your hands of this.
John, I think I must go with them.
Can't bear to look at her.
Mary, there is bread enough for the morning. You will bake. In the afternoon, help Mr. Proctor as you were his daughter. You owe me that and much more. When the children wake, speak nothing of witchcraft. It will frighten them.
I will bring you home. I will bring you soon.
Oh, John, bring me soon.
I will fall like an ocean on that court. Fear nothing, Elizabeth.
I will fear nothing.
She looks about the room as though to fix it in her mind.
Tell the children I have gone to visit someone sick.
She walks out the door, Herrick and Cheever behind her. For a moment, Proctor watches from the doorway. The clank of chain is heard. Herrick, don't chain her. Damn you, man, you will not chain her. Off with them. I'll not have it. I will not ever chain. There are other men's voices against his. Hale, in a fever of guilt and uncertainty, turns from the door to avoid the sight. Mary Warren bursts into tears and sits weeping. Giles Corey calls to Hale.
And yet silent, minister? It is a fraud. You know it is a fraud. What keeps you, man?
Proctor is half braced, half pushed into the room by two deputies, and Herrick, I'll pay you, Herrick. I'll surely pay you. Herrick panting.
In God's name, John, I cannot help myself. I must chain them all. Now let you keep inside this house till I am gone.
Goes out with his deputies. Proctor stands there gulping air. Horses and a wagon creaking are heard.
Mr. Proctor.
Out of my sight.
Charity, Proctor, charity. What I've heard in her favor, I will not fear to testify to in court. God help me, I cannot judge her guilty or innocent. I know not. Only this consider. The world goes mad, and it profit nothing you should lay cause to the vengeance of a little girl.
You are a coward. Though you be ordained in God's own tears, you're a coward now.
Proctor, I cannot think God be so provoked so grandly by such a petty cause. The jails are packed. Our greatest judges sit in Salem now, and hangings promised. Man, we must look to cause proportionate. Were there murder done, perhaps, or never brought to light? Abomination, some secret blasphemy that stinks to heaven? Think on cause, man, and let you help me to discover it. For there's your way, believe it. There is the only way when such confusion strikes upon the world. Let you counsel among yourselves, think on your village and what you may have drawn from heaven such thundering wrath upon all of you. I shall pray God open up our eyes.
Hale goes out. I never heard no murder done in Salem, John. Leave me, Francis. Leave me.
John, tell me, are we lost?
Go home now, Giles. We'll speak on it tomorrow.
Let you think on it. We'll come early, eh?
Aye, go now, Giles.
Good night, then.
Giles Corey goes out, and after a moment, Mary Warren, in a fearful squeak of a voice,
Mr. Proctor? It's very likely they'll let her come home once they've given proper evidence.
You're coming to the court with me, Mary. You will tell it in the court.
I cannot charge murder on Abigail.
You will tell the court how that poppet come here and who stuck the needle in.
She'll kill me for saying that. Abby will charge lechery on you, Mr. Proctor.
She's told you?
I have known it, sir. She'll ruin you with it. I know she will.
Good, then her saintliness is done with. We will slide together into our pit, and you will tell the court what you know.
I cannot. They'll turn on me.
My wife will never die for me. I will bring your guts into your mouth, but that goodness will never die for me.
I cannot do it. I cannot.
Make your peace with it. Now hell and heaven grapple on our backs, and all our old pretense is ripped away. Make your peace. Peace. It is a providence and no great change. We are only what we always were, but naked now. I naked, and the wind, God's icy wind will blow. And she is over and over again sobbing, I cannot, as the curtain falls.